Jameni. Things cannot get any worse in Kenyan football. I tell you now. Kenyan football is not only on its knee, but it is at the rock bottom. It is at its worst condition. Things are bad. The scene that we witnessed yesterday at Kandanda House or FKF office, Football Kenya Federation office, where the officials of FKF, were cutting the lock to get in that office. These were terrible scenes, and that kind of thing is not something I want to witness again in Kenya. It is not something Kenyans want to keep happening. Imagine I am in London and I managed to see all of that. It is all over the media. It is in so many media stations, online media and so on, TV and so on. Now the world is witnessing that, not just Kenyans who are able to see that. The rest of the world can witness what is happening in Kenyan football. The fight between the federation and the government. The federation want to force itself in the office. The government want to go through the issues and reinstate FKF officials, or or order a new election, or leave the transition committee to run football for a while until the government sort this matter. This is procedural. This is the way to go. And I can tell you now, unless a Kenyan court reinstate FKF officials, there is no way they are going to go back into the office. Leave alone what FIFA is saying. Leave alone what the FKF officials want. It is not about FKF officials. This is now beyond them. The government is in control of the situation, and only the government will reinstate FKF officials back, and it has to be procedural. All the court cases has must end, and all the courts must produce a statement to say that now the FKF officials are okay to go back in office. So that's something that the FKF official should understand, and not to get crushed and to end up breaking doors. This will only make the matter worse for them. This will add more court cases on their side. It is really important to follow the law and to be well guided by the law, and not to try and fight the government just for the sake of showing the mighty power. Serikali ina mkono mrefu. Doesn't matter which government regime, serikali ina mkono mrefu. Therefore, another thing I want to say is this. FKF, when it comes to matters of football economy, things are bad in Kenya. Yes, the economy of Kenya is bad, but in matters football, it is worse. It is terrible. It is at the rock bottom as well. I want to say this. I have said it again and again. In 2016, 2017, and 2018, FKF used 1.2 billion Kenya shilling, taxpayers' money and some of the money from FIFA. But the return on that investment was only 48 million Kenya shilling. That is 12% return after investing 100%, which is 1.2 billion. You get a return of 48 million. Who in their right mind could continue with this kind of business? I am saying it again. FKF should have filed for bankruptcy many years ago if it wasn't the government support and FIFA support. But as a country, we cannot continue like this. Having a federation that keep thinking it is an NGO, and it cannot make any money. It is like a non-for-profit organization. That is not modern world federations are supposed to be. They are supposed to be business entities creating money for the country and reinvesting that money back to the grassroots football and back to the professional football as well. That's the main reason why the federation should make money, and not just expect to operate using government and FIFA money. This is very wrong. And you can go back as far as you want. Federations in Kenya don't make any money. They just depend on the government and FIFA money. While federations across the world are some of the richest bodies, in those countries. Therefore, we have to get away from this kind of federation we have that is a circle that makes no money, only consumes money. It is wrong, and it is very wrong. I am sure I am sure this kind of federation would not be allowed to function in any other country, because this federation has access to 50 million Kenyans, but yet it has to beg from the government and from FIFA. This federation has access to more people than Safaricom, but yet it cannot make money. It can only get a sponsorship from Safaricom. One of the year, I think it was in one of the years, I think it was 2016, the federation made only 15 million a year. Are you joking? This federation, FKF, making 15 million Kenya shilling a year, and yet consuming over 450 million a year. This is a joke to Kenyans, yeah? This is a joke to the government of Kenya, and this is not going to help the Kenyan people. Therefore, there is a lot that deserve to be done in FKF. And I keep saying the restructure of FKF is impossible. FKF cannot be reformed, cannot be restructured, and it must, yeah, it must be disbanded if Kenya want a football that worth its name. It must be disbanded if Kenya want a football economy that is helpful to the country and to the football players, to the coaches and referees. We cannot keep lamenting. We can't keep talking. It is time to face the music, and what is not working must go. There is no any other way. There is no any other answer. According to good practice, when it comes to corporate governance, a corporate or a business must not get more than 8% of its funding coming from outside. That means that FKF is getting money from the government and from FIFA. And that money translates to 83%. Yeah? Therefore, FKF only makes 17% of the money that it requires to run itself, because 83% is coming from government and from FIFA. Therefore, a corporate that gets more than 8% of its resources from outside should file for bankruptcy. That is best business practices across the world. And FKF was receiving 83%. And I have said, any corporate that receives more than 8% should be disbanded or file for bankruptcy. FKF was receiving 83%. So it should have filed for bankruptcy many years ago. Now, look at any area within FKF and tell us which area is functioning. They should not be talking about running the league. That's the work of the league themselves to run themselves. The federation should be about management and governance of football in the country. Is that working? No. Is football developing in the country? No. Is women football developing? No. There are complaints from everywhere. You will have to really search to find someone who is happy about FKF in Kenya. But FKF, it's for Kenyans. If Kenyans are not happy, we don't deserve this body. Not even FIFA can force this body, FKF, to Kenyans. I want you to think what I have just said. Investment of 1.2 billion and the return is 48 million. Is that a worth? Is that a worth federation to keep? No. I live in peace. I'm gone.